Hello, gonna be recording another part of the Last Lightbender today. Thank you for the love and support, Christina Moore, I think that's your name, because I already forgot. You're my favorite now. Yeah, if you have Discord, I'll make you a mod, or an admin, or even both. I'll send you a friend request, if you have Discord. Other than that, let's get into it. Chapter 5. This isn't betrayal, is it? I yawned, waking up. I stretched out my arms when I hit something. I opened my eyes and turned my head to something groaning. Or someone? I gasped. I hit Zuko. I got up and ran over to help him stand. Zuko, I didn't realize. I got nothing, I said as I couldn't think of a simple apology. Wait, was he watching me sleep? Then I hit him in the back of the head. Ow! Pervert! What are you talking? Why the heck were you watching me sleep? Huh? Are you Edward Cullen or something? I shouted. That's creepy, dude. Would you like it if I stared at you while you slept? No, I wouldn't think so, so don't you stare at me or you'll get hurt. Zuko was doing his practicing, completely ignoring me. I was watching him, admiring his techniques and reflexes. It was all so sudden, but so beautiful when fire escaped everywhere. I smiled, admiring it, like it was a small show. I wish I could do that. I watched as he did a backflip and waved his hand around, making the fire bigger. He threw them in the sky like he was punching the air. It was amazing. I didn't know that fire was so beautiful in the show. I wish I could do that. In this world, I'm only a non-bender. I could already tell Zuko doesn't like me, but that could change, right? We need to be friends, and I need to get him encouraged to be on Team Avatar. He walked over to me. Was it over already? I smiled without a reason knowing why. I saw no expression on his face. You never really can. River, come with me, he said in a monotone voice. I gave a questioning look, but stood up without protesting. I didn't want to anger him. Wait, now that I mention it, where are we going? I asked. He sighed, annoyed. I need to find Uncle. I don't trust anyone on my ship. Wait, you trust me? Are you saying you trust me? I asked, quirking an eyebrow. He suddenly realized what he did and started blushing. Aw, Zuko blushed. It's about time. No. Aw, Zuko, you blushed. You do care, I said, bubbly and playfully, hit him on the shoulder, giggling like a girly girl. No, I did not blush. Just couldn't trust anyone else on my ship, and you were my only option left besides going alone, he shouted. I backed my hands in surrender and evilly smirked. I mumbled, sorry. We were already off the ship and walking through the forest. I was getting bored. Let's play 20 questions, I said, keeping up with his pace. What's 20 questions? He asked. I ask you a question, then you answer. You ask me a question, and I answer. It keeps going till we reach 20, I demonstrated. He sighed in defeat. I wonder why. Maybe he was just bored? Fine, you go first. Okay, what's your favorite color? I asked. Red. What's yours? He asked. Black. Favorite element? I asked, making his answer obvious. Fire? He chuckled, rolling his eyes like it was obvious. Where are you from? He asked, making up a story, anything in the Avatar world. Well, I was born in a world called Earth. Why am I telling him this? He didn't even react, so I continued. Instead of nations, we have countries, and I'm from America. Why am I still continuing with this? Instead of colonies, we have states and cities. I was born in a state called, Kentucky, in a city called Lexington. That's not where I actually live. The person who wrote this, I think, lived there. Okay, anyways. I just know this may be hard to believe, but just put it like I'm from another dimension, I finished saying. He stopped in his tracks. I looked at him in his hazel eyes. They were the window to the soul. I wonder how they are. I mean, like, you can't see a window through eyes. There's no window at all. How do they lead to the soul? Do I have soul in my eyes? Can you see someone else in them? Another person walking around seeing whatever you're seeing? How's that possible? Thinking about possibilities. I believe you, he said. I gasped. He knows what I'm talking about in my head? Windows aren't the only window to the soul? I had a believer, not a believer. Not a believer, stupid. Wait, he can hear my thoughts? No, now I'll never be a penguin. Long ago, we were told stories about another world. They had completely different things. Everything from our world to theirs was different. Things and materials and ideas we never heard of. I believe you, though. When you started talking nonsense this morning and yesterday? Oh, he was talking about the other thing. Well, this is me. Whatever goes in my brain must stay in my brain. Unless it's the brain eater. Actually, that was just me being myself, I said. He laughed at my comment. Wait a dang minute. I got the fire prince to laugh? I immediately grinned. He just laughed. Once it died down, we started to play again until I got to my last 20th question. We had actually become really good friends, and after some pretty funny questions and laughing, he really got to know about each other, and not from some television show, which I was gladly not to talk about. Okay, so who do you love most in your family? I asked. This was a good question. I knew what his answer would be. I just had to hear it from his opinion. Honestly, it's my uncle. He's always been there for me, even when I didn't need him. He's like a father to me, he said, blushing in embarrassment. What's to be embarrassed about? There's nothing wrong with a loving uncle. I think it's so sweet. I smiled at him. As he looked up, he quirked an eyebrow at me, but it quickly disappeared. I glanced at his scar for a mere second, but looked away. I saw him smirk. Zuko, I think that's so sweet of you. You don't know how much your uncle Ira loves you. He's your son to him. He gave you your honor. Once you'll see it, you'll realize how much you would love him too, I said, smiling. Did I just see him smile? Zuko smiled at me. Oh, he has the most beautiful smiles I've ever seen. Beautiful in just the right way, showing a little dimple. Thank you, I guess. We have become such best friends. He's like one of my brothers to me. Brother. I missed Chet so much. Well, he didn't exactly accept the friendship part. Doesn't matter. I got rid of that thought and thought about Zuko. Whoa, wait. When did I start to think of Zuko? Maybe I do have a crush on him? No, I like him as a brother. Nothing more. He is still so wonderful to me. Stop it, River! Just a brother. I will not accept anything to be in a relationship with. No, I will always be single, and stayed untouched. Zuko and I eventually found Uncle Iroh content in a hot springs, taking a bath. Zuko reminds Iroh that we're on a mission to capture the Avatar. However, Iroh tries to encourage him to relax and join him in the hot tub. Zuko sighs, hesitating. Uncle, get out! Zuko orders, and Iroh starts to rise. A hand immediately clamps to my eyes. I gasped and try not to remove his hand. Nah, I can't. He's too strong. Wait, am I calling myself a wimp? On second thought, you can remain for another 30 minutes if you're not back in time. We're leaving without you, Zuko said. Iroh continues to his bath and relaxes. We back away and walk to the ship. We've been playing a game till Zuko sighs in frustration. What, Zuko? It's not that hard. All you have to do is guess what card I have, and if I don't have it, you get another card from that deck and put it with yours. Simple as that. I giggled at his bad gaming skills. Sorry, I'm not as good as Go Fish as Pie Show, even if I'm not that great at either, he said. I laughed. He was just like Iroh. Well, not exactly. Iroh! I gasped loudly. River, what's wrong? We forgot Iroh! It's been over an hour! I protested, his eyes bulged and his mouth ajar. He stood up immediately and ran to the deck with me on his tail. We both made it into the woods, and I was out of breath, but still I kept up my pace. We ran towards the same place, noticing something very different. Zuko? I trailed off when I noticed inclined planes in the tub. We examined them. The soldiers had followed us. Because of it, when them came up towards Zuko. Zuko, he might have thought that we had left without him, the soldier said. However, Zuko was not convinced, as he knew something was out of place. The soldier then said that a landslide might have came and chased him away. I rolled my eyes. These soldiers are so naive. Land does not slide upward, Zuko points out. My uncle has been captured by earthbenders. He made his conclusion, although he was right. Smart boy. We kept walking, and it was just now me and Zuko. Zuko told the soldiers to stand back and guard the ship. As always. We're on the search for Iroh. Way hey! I'm so bored. I start beginning to kick rocks to stop my boredom before I go insane. Literally! I kicked the small pebbles one by one. It was just fun watching them skip on the ground. So fun! The dirt was dancing with me when I kick. I started kicking randomly and furiously. Mwahaha! Take that, evil cockroaches! Wait, there aren't any cockroaches. Oh well. I did a big stomp on the ground, and the dust went flying everywhere, like Santa. They don't have Christmas here. I must share it with the world. I made a big kick, and bam, I kicked Zuko's butt. Not on purpose, though. Okay, well, just a minute. River, what was that for? Zuko complains and shouting. Oh, come on, Wimp. It wasn't that hard. Was it? Sorry, I needed to take away my boredom. I said, raising my hands and surrendering in defeat. So you kicked me? He yells, getting louder. Shh! Zuko, someone might hear us! I began shouting. He clamps his mouth to shut, obeying my command. Whoa, that was too easy, I smirk. I began walking faster, my feet aching but not caring. I was now ahead of Zuko. Giving him a freaking prize, he listened to a command besides Iroh. Whaplash! I ground, then someone falls on me, making me groan louder and with more pain on agony. I freaking tripped. Who would do such a cruel thing? Ew, what's that smell? Zuko, get off me! I tried to say it, but it's covered in black by my face. Gross cooties. He groans to get up. He holds out a hand for me to take. I hold a firm grip on it and stand up. I scrape my arm. Great! And just the perfect way to waste a Band-Aid. It's not even a natural skin color. Psh! They say it would blend in with the skin. Liars! Are you okay? He asked, concerned. Am I okay? What if I'm not? How would I know? Maybe River, are you hurt? He asked again, this time holding my hand. I quickly pulled it away from my thoughts in my hand. I don't know. Tell me, Zuko, what does okay mean? I asked. He gave me a questioning look, but shook it off. He started to look for whatever tripped him. Why is he so curious? Great, now I'm curious. I started looking around and see a shoe. Shoe! Zuko, I found Iroh's sandal, I protest, picking it up. He grabs and examines it. How can you be so sure, River? He asked. He sniffed the shoe and is disgusted by the smell. Yep, that's definitely Iroh, he mumbled. I smile in victory as we still walk on our tour in the forest to find Iroh. Later on, I looked up. No, Katara was on Appa. Katara is flying on Appa, and was seen by Zuko. No, Zuko don't go that way. Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Zuko sighs and continues our trail. I smiled. Iroh was too much important than the Avatar, let alone Katara. Then we stopped in our tracks. We found Iroh, all right, with the Earthbenders. We then stopped in... Oh, wait, I already read that. Zuko then walks past a huge rock, and commands me to hide behind it. I wouldn't refuse, because I was exactly going to do that anyways. He walked away, and the Earthbenders finally noticed him when the Earthbenders are about to crush Iroh's hands, only to be stopped by Zuko. I silently watched behind the rock. They start fighting and bending, like magic. No, don't turn into Sokka! Oh, great. Now I miss Sokka! Even his jokes weren't any good. At least I like to see him happy. You're outnumbered, one of them said. We may be outnumbered, but you are clearly outmatched, Iroh said with his hands free from the chains. I felt the rock shift. Yeah, Mama Funga! It's being lifted easily as I watched the man bend it in the air, while also levitating. He saw me and evilly smirked, waiting for Zuko to defend me. Zuko stopped fighting and watched. My eyes were about to explode out of their sockets. What's going to happen? I looked up at the giant rock above my head, about a couple of feet, my eyes still wide, and I could tell that my pupils were very small, just by knowing. I watched as the Earthbender man put his hands down, waiting on the rock to mimic the action on me. Oh my Draco Malfoy, I'm going to die! I shielded my head with my hands, trying to defend myself, waiting for the impact. Nothing happened, though. I saw a blinding light behind my closed eyes. I opened my eyes slowly to see the giant rock above me shatter into a million pieces and turned into little balls of bright, colorful light. What the monkey balls! I dropped my hands and watched as the Earthbenders run far away in fear. Why are they scared? What are they scared of? Did Zuko scare them away with his demanding rights and seize them into the Fire Nation ship to be captured and go to prison? I looked at Zuko to see his mouth ajar and his eyes wide. I looked at Uncle Iroh, who seemed to be pleased and smiling. This is not a smiling matter! I looked at his kind eyes that was telling me everything is going to be all right. I seriously doubt it. Oh my flutter nuggets. What's going to happen now? We were back on board of the ship. I was in a room with Iroh and Zuko. Zuko was pacing around the floor, concentrating very, very, very hard, as Zuko would say it. Iroh just sat on a cushion in peaceful, joyous mood. What is he so happy about? I thought. I continued to watch Zuko. Ugh, Zuko, cut it out with your pacing around. It's just giving me a headache, I shouted with anticipation. Just make it stop. Shut up, peasant, he yelled. Iroh was about to say something, but I cut through. Who died and made you queen? I scoffed, rolling my eyes. Iroh burst into fits of laughter. No one tells me what to do. Zuko rolled his eyes and stopped his pacing. I could swear there could be marks where he kept walking over his steps. It took a while for Iroh to stop laughing, for Zuko to speak. You said you weren't a bender when you clearly just bended over an hour ago. What is he talking about? Is this some kind of game to you? Is it not? And besides, most importantly, what kind of bending was that? I've never seen such an element like that before. What kind did you use? He demanded. Whoa, I said, stopping him before continuing. Whoa. What the brutal hobo sticks are you quacking about up my neck? You freaking psycho picking up roller bender, nor a non-bender, you oofy, drunk pink giraffe, I said. Now Iroh just laughed harder. Not my fault for being myself. Answer my question or I won't be your friend anymore. Now that was selfish, cold, and plain childish. Well, I'm childish, so doesn't matter. He pouted his lip and sat on the ground, waiting impatiently for words to come out of my lips. I saw that Iroh had a very serious expression on his face now. He quirked an eyebrow at us. Are you two friends, Zuko? Ira asked, arching his gray, shaggy eyebrow higher. Zuko nodded, being childish and kind of caveman-like. I'm impressed, Zuko. I'm impressed, Zuko. This is the quickest friendship relationship you've had in, well, years. Congratulations, Zuko. I'm so proud of you. Don't ruin your friendship with River. You two make such wonderful friends, he said, even more proud of his young nephew. My smile spread out onto my face. I stood up and walked towards Zuko. Nah, I got up on my knees. He just sat there with a questioning expression on his face. He didn't expect the impact when I embraced him in a hug. I'm so proud of you. He didn't know what to expect with his arms outstretched, confused, tensed, and curious, waiting for me to release him. I just tightened the hug. He finally relaxed without hesitating and wrapped his arms around me to return the hug. I felt a smile on his face. I finally let go and got off from probably suffocating Zuko. I'm such a good friend. Then I instantly felt the betrayal I had made. I betrayed Katara and Sokka, my friends. What have I done? But we're just friends, nothing more. Is it? Of course I didn't love him. I've only been in a couple of chapters with him. Do I love him? Nah, wait. What is this feeling inside of me? I've known Zuko so well, and onto his caring side, nothing more could be sweet. Of course I get emotional when he's around me, and my heart beats louder when I hear his voice echoing through my ears when he mentions my name, but that couldn't be, right? I feel more attracted to him when I'm around him, but uh-oh, my mother duckling. I, River Moon, have feelings for Zuko? I think I do love him. But what about my friends? What would they think about when they hear about this? If they hear about this, they would feel betrayed and I think I'm on his side. Which I'm not, but still by his side. This isn't betrayal, is it? Yeah, this was chapter 5 for the Last Lightbender for by Longing for Yesterday. I don't know if my reading skills have improved or not. But yeah, this is basically like this chapter was basically a redirect Zuko. So yeah. So yeah, 300, you'll get a Discord server, but I don't want to be annoying about that. But like, yeah, I don't really want to be annoying about that. So yeah, if you just get me into 300, then I won't bug you anymore, okay? Have a nice day, night, wherever you all are, okay? Yeah. Yeah.